his offering, but Cain and his offering, he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. 6. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why are why is your face downcast? If you do what is right if you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do what is wrong, if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at the door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." So, of course, we don't like somebody because this person is, we think it's perfect all the time, and it seems like they get favors all the time. And then it may be your friends, it may be your sister, it may be your brother, it may be, other members of your family. And it's not right for you to have this resentment toward this individual, whoever that individual is. We know that when you have this resentment, like God said, sin is crouching at the door. It's crouching at the door. And the sin that's crouching at the door, of course, is the devil. The devil wants you to stay in your separated mode and be moody to the point where you can harm someone. That's what I'll do. I'll harm that person because that person's better and seems to be better than everybody else. We all can't be at the same level. Okay, we're not. Some people are rich, some people are poor, some people are middle. We're all not at the same level. Okay, it's some people, when they became rich, is because their parents were rich, and of course, and that helps a lot. And some people got rich because they applied themselves. They work real hard to become what they're known to as today. They work real hard. They didn't just sit there and say, I should be rich, because they feel like they should be rich, and dadgummit, I'm gonna get it. And why is this other person always getting it? But again, you have to work real hard. You can't just sit there and blame the world. So Cain, since God looked on favor, people had some suggestions on that. Is that Cain gave the first, of course they said the first of his flock to him. He gave a good bull, a good whatever was it, if it was a bull, a lamb, a goat, he gave a good one. He didn't give this, okay, God, I'm gonna give you this scrawny one because I don't want to get rid of these. They're real good. So you want to get rid of those. He wants to give God this scrawny one, but that's not what he did. He gave God the firstborn, and this firstborn was really good. There was really good, strong fit. Okay, he was fit. And people might look at it and say, well, that's awful. He would kill that animal, and all he wants to do is live his life. Okay, people, from the beginning, God gave charge to Adam over the animals. Animals did not name themselves. Someone else did not name the animals. He gave it to Adam. So that tells you that he had charge over. And his sons, of course, is going to have charge over this animal. Now, what he said by Eve, it says it's going to snap. The snake will snap at the heel. Okay, it will snap at the heel, but then the son will crush the head of that snake. And a lot of people like snakes. I was going to show you a snake, a fake one, of course, because I don't like snakes. But anyway, some people like the snakes, and some people want to do things with the snakes. Have snakes as a trick, but the snake has a small brain. The snake is not your friend. It's not a friendly pet. It's not a pet that you can decide just because you want this long, stinky, curly thing to be your pet. It is a wild creature, and all this thinking is that how can I eat this thing that's right next to me? It's not thinking of friendly thoughts to you, saying being friends, making friends with you. It's thinking, hey, how can I get that thing and kill it, and eat it, swallow it. But anyway, and it will bite you. It will bite you. And if it wasn't that type of pet, it wouldn't bite you and put poison in you and have you killed. Like people like the wild animals, I'm going to tame it. I'm going to raise it from young and it's going to love me. No. It has an instinct. Animals do have instinct. And the instinct is not with you. And people like that the animals have be the instinct with them, but they're not animals. And, but you can't tell people these things because they think you're rude and crazy. But, you just do your history, you see the facts. You see it. You don't really tame this creature. You can't tame this creature. But, reading right along because I can talk a storm. Now, his face, and it seemed like God really cared for Cain as well, and he tried to warn Cain. Sin is crouching at the door. It seeks to desire you, and it seeks to put you in this sin, it's not the thought so much as the act. Many people have thoughts of sin, but it's the act. When you put that sin to action, that becomes, that's the crime, because many people have thoughts. But I'm not saying that the thoughts are not condemned, because God, he doesn't even want a thought. A thought. You need to say, the Lord rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. I don't want to think that. I want to think that my good friend is I want to be proud of him. And then just to get moving right along, but some people thought that Cain, he gave the Lord, vegetables and fruits that really was scrawny. I'm going to get rid of it anyway, God. So I'm going to give it to you. So, he could have done that, and people were just like, yeah, God didn't look with favor on him because he did that. But the Bible doesn't really illustrate. But a lot of people were saying that, back then when you made a sacrifice to the Lord, you didn't go with plants. You would go with a bull or goat or sheep, you would go with that. And if you're poor, you go with doves, But, obviously they had to have raised a lot of cattle not cattle, but sheep and goats and all that stuff. And bulls, but they could have gave a sacrifice of those animals. But Cain did not. Cain could have borrowed or paid for his brother. Said, brother, I need to give the Lord a sacrifice, of like you, and just, and give the first, of course his brother had the first. So he could have said, I take the first of that, and give a sacrifice to the Lord. He could have done that, but he didn't. He just went away downcast because you like him more than you like me, And sin did crouch at the door. But let's see as we go on, because I'm going to take up all the time while this thing goes out and starts to do crazy stuff. Now 8. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out to the field. Now he asked him to go out to the field. Why? While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Well, that sin that was crouching in the door, he took it. He had a thought in his head, this brother of mine who's younger than me, he thinks he's better than me. God likes him, and I don't like him. I hate him, and I'm going to show it. And there's no more liking on Abel because now the favor's going to come on me, as he thinks. I don't know. Criminals think the weirdest thing. I love you, Johnny. I want us to be together. Get rid of my parents and we could. And he gets rid of the parents. What do you think happens? He goes to jail and she goes to jail. I got it where one time this girl did that, and she said her boyfriend thought about the whole thing by himself. He didn't. She wasn't involved. It was just him. He did it. And so he went to jail. And you know what he did? Out of his love for her, he said, yes, he did it. And so there she wasn't in jail. But the police didn't like that idea. They still wanted to put her in jail. So they did charge her with something. But anyway, you're looking at this. You're thinking this, and then you put that thought to action. I'm going to rob this bank. I want to rob this bank. And you say, and then that was just a thought. And then you go, and when you attempt to put the thought to life, and you actually do it, boom. Now sin leads to death. And that's why when Adam and Eve took the apple, knowledge of good and evil, it opened a door to death. We all going to die. We're not going to get off in this world and just suddenly reincarnate ourselves like people like to believe in other countries, and reincarnate ourselves and we're finally something else. When in India, they think cows are sacred. Why would I'm a human being. Why would I take privilege of being a cow? Jew, I want to be a cow. No. So again, that's not what happens. We die. And we have to make a decision where we go. And that decision, is it following God? Is that to heaven? Or is it to hell? And if you say no, it's not to anything, I just think for myself. Guess what that is? It's to hell. Because we all got to make a decision. We all have to. Whether we want to or not. You have to make a decision. And is it heaven or hell? And I hope you're wise and say heaven. But, some people, you don't get a chance to sometimes. You just don't. Young people die, old people die, all kinds of people die in their old ages. So, again, some people just don't have that chance. So we don't want to play Russian roulette with life. Like we play the lottery. Sometimes we don't win in the lottery and say, I'm going to win next time. And, the lottery man, that's how they can get all that money, because you keep donating and giving. That's why they're able to get all that money. If people stop giving money to play the lottery, then the lottery be like, I don't have any money. But that's how it went. That's how it goes. But anyway, that's me. I'm just blabbering on. So he killed his brother. 9. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is your brother Abel? I don't know, he replied. Am I my brother's keeper? Yeah, just acting sniffy with the Lord, you know. It's like when the police stop you, you want to act sniffy, you know. How dare you put your hands on me? You're the jerk that's trying to stop me from where I need to go, and I need to get there in a hurry and all this stuff, blah, 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 you know. Just comply. Maybe you were right, and maybe he was wrong. But whatever the case, just comply. You know, and then fight it with the judge. You know, that's what you do. And you need to get a lawyer. But anyway, there's a lot of lawyers out there. There's a lot of lawyers, and a lot of them passing out credit cards, and not credit cards, they're business cards, looking for your business. You know, just looking for your business. And there's a lot of people. You see a lot of people in there. Okay. Well, anyway, go to 10. The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Let me make it smaller. Now you are under a curse and driven from the garden. No, driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. Okay. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crop for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth. 13. You can't see my face. I'm reading. I'm sorry. Do you really want to see my face? But anyway, Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from the your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." 15. But the Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain, so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lives in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Okay. Excuse me. Hope my allergies not coming back. I need to take something for it. Hope it's not coming back. Exorcies, they're best. I used to do Sudafed, but they changed the formula. But now it's Exorcies, so it's pretty good. Now Cain made love to his wife. He had a woman, his wife, which is sister. You know, how else is gonna have a wife? Excuse me. And she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then built a city, and he named it after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Arlet, and Arlet was the father of, I don't know how to pronounce these names, Mehunja, and Mehunja was the father of Mehulam. Husha. Husha. And Husha was the father of Lemesh. Lemesh was married to two women. Now, he married two women. One name, of course, it's going to be Ada, and the other Zil. Ada gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who live in tents and raise livestock. His brother was named Jabal. He was the father of all who played string instruments and pipes. Jilha also had a son, Tubal Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal Cain's sister was, there we know, they don't always,